Hi. So the theme for this research paper is a bit different. The idea is you're going to tell me about where you grew up, but it's not just telling me about where you grew up. You have to focus on language, economic situation, social situation. And what I mean by that, for example, I grew up in Hialeah, so I would talk about growing up in Hialeah, how language was so important. I grew up in a home where we only spoke Spanish, but since I was going to school, my Spanish wasn't really very good. So I'd talk about that, how the pressures or the benefits, but how it was a challenge for me to really be able to speak both languages properly. Then I would also talk about being bicultural. Hialeah is a really interesting place to grow up. So I would talk about that would be my next point, how it's very diverse, or really not that diverse. It's very Hispanic. And I'd talk about like the foods that I ate and the company I kept. And then last, I'd probably talk about the social economic level of Hialeah, where most people were very blue collar, and then most people were happy. So I'd speak about that. So again, the focus is where you grew up, but and it could be anywhere. Maybe you grew up in Colombia, maybe you grew up in Venezuela, maybe you grew up here in Miami. But wherever you grew up, you're going to focus more on the language, the environment. You could also speak about how different parts of the country speak different languages, the same language, but different dialects of the language. So I hope this helps.